June 30, 2026 Election Commission meeting. It is 6:00 p.m. and we will all start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Holly, can you do a roll call, please?
Yes. Lyle,
Here.
Escoutade,
Here.
Walters,
Present.
Thank you. Thank you very much. At this time, we'll offer public comment. For anyone that wishes to speak to the public, please step up to the podium. You're jumping, ladies. All right, seeing none, we'll go ahead. We'll go to new business, and this evening's business is to approve the September 24, 2025 draft minutes that were in the packet. Did anyone have any comments or corrections for the minutes? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve.
Support.
Motion by Lyle, support by Walters. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Motion carries. The next item is to certify the inspector work spreadsheet for August 4, 2026. This one is the election day. We are down to 4 precincts and an absentee counting board. The spreadsheet that I provided to you shows what the active voter count is for each of those precincts, which is going in line with why we have the number of inspectors that we do. We have made precinct 4 and 5 more of a super precinct down here where the chairs, they're both in this room, where the chairs and poll book specialists are all going to be cross-oathed to be able to assist each side with their duties. And then over at precinct 6, that is the old precinct 2 and 3 that has just under 3,700 voters. So we have added several more inspectors to that list. We are moving everyone into one section of the ambulance in the fire department, and so we'll have extra inspectors to help make sure that the voters know the route to come in and go out of the precinct. We do have a closing board for early voting, and then we have a receiving board, and our office assistants and parking security also on here. Does anyone have any questions about any of the lineup or what is there? If not, I will entertain an offer to approve.
Do you have parking at Station 9?
Not
or
at this point.
Just at the township?
Just at the township at this point. I am working on gathering several more parking folks. Steve, that has done parking security for us a good number of years, is trying to recruit a few more people so we can get coverage at Station 9 in the admin building. At this point in time, I do not have any solid additions to Jackie and Steve. That will also be for early voting that I would like to get a little more staff. At this point, I'm thinking some of our precinct inspectors may end up out in the parking lot during early voting. I don't think we have the ability during election day to do that. Glenn, do you have any questions? So do I have a motion to approve as presented? Or knowing that we may include more parking and security if we get it?
I'd make that motion to approve the procurement.
I'll support it.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is to approve the early voting work spreadsheet. That's from July 25th through August 2nd. It's 9 consecutive days, beginning that Saturday, July 25. We do have Steve working on the two, I think he has 3 days that he's actually able to work out of the 5 that I've asterisks. And Jackie can work 1, so we are also looking at the same scenario where we're trying to recruit additional. My intention, and I have talked with the chairs, is that they will have members of their election, the day that they're on, that they will do a sweep around the parking lot and certain times of that early voting period, just for the presence to make sure there's nothing left out there, campaign material. And this is a cross-section from all 5 jurisdictions that are part of the East Region. So we have Union, Whitewater, Acme, Peninsula, and East Bay inspectors that are all under East Bay's umbrella. Any questions, concerns, or comments? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve the spreadsheet for the early voting availability for the August 4th, 2026 election.
I have a question.
Okay.
Wednesday and Thursday, you only have 7 instead of the 8. Are
Right.
we looking for more, or are we going to leave it at 7, or?
I plan on leaving it at 7.
Is that because there's not really that many that come in the middle of the week?
We have additional staffing here in the different offices, so it's not like we're running it on our own. I had contemplated adding an 8th person each of those days. I've got some that have offered availability, but I wanted to try to keep them at 7 at this point. We'll see how things go for November, but they are on an as-called. They'd be ones that are already working. Everyone that's requested to work early voting is working at least 1 shift. If we found that there's a great need to have more inspectors present, they are on a will-call basis.
Okay.
Does that make sense enough?
And right now, security and parking is only on the days where the township office itself is closed?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. So,
I'll make a motion to approve the early voting inspector worksheet.
Or
support. Any other questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, on to the 2026 wages for the inspectors. I had asked at the time we passed the budget back in December to hold off until we had heard more from the other county municipal clerks at the county to see what they were going to be paying their inspectors. And it was kind of across the board. Some are still fairly low. The city had adopted their budget very early, and so they are paying just a little bit less than what we are paying. There are other jurisdictions much higher. I did not feel comfortable moving to that point. I felt it was best at this point if we just do the 2.8%, which was passed for all the different departments and commissions for the 2026 budget, so we are consistent with that. So the spreadsheet that I provided to you shows what that 2.8% increase would be for those different departments. And then I would present this to the board for the board to take official action at the next board meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve or recommend for approval to the township board the increase in wages for,
Election inspectors and all election inspectors and early voting inspectors. If that work?
yeah.
For, okay. Do you have support for that? Okay. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye, carries. Thank you. Okay, Okay, I did a spreadsheet that I had on your desk, just to try to get a general idea of what East Bay's obligation would be for meals for early voting and on election day. What we have typically done is, for early voting by population percentage, we had assigned a day for that home, that clerk that is going to be responsible for that day to bring the meals. And so we have, on our spreadsheet, it'll show that East Bay is responsible for 3 days, the first Saturday, the next Saturday and Sunday. So we have 3 days that we will be providing meals. I also bought candy because everybody loves to get a piece of candy when they leave the voting precinct. And the other jurisdictions have also brought candy on their days. So what I am asking for is approximately, based on the different thing that I have in here, a meal on early voting days, about $14 a person. And so for our Saturday and Sunday, it'd be around $170 each to do that. I went with the listed options for fast foods around the area. They've all been very good and great partners when we've asked them to do things for us before. I did give you their menus so you could see what it would look like. But I am looking at about $600 for our obligation. That would probably be high, I don't know, but I would like about $600 for early voting for our meals. And then, go ahead.
We've always paid for meals, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And so our partners also bring food that day, or they bring menus and they pay for it for their obligated day.
Right.
So Whitewater will do Sunday the 26th. They're going to bring a meal and candy for the voters. And then Acme will be on Monday and Thursday. They will do that. Peninsula is on Tuesday, Wednesday. And Union Township, although they're very small, they don't fall under the percentage to contribute. They had graciously said, we want to take one of East Bay's days. And so they are taking Friday. Any more questions on the early voting one? On election day, we have typically paid for some type of a breakfast item, lunch, and then pizza for dinner. So I tried to break out what that would look like. We have, since we are visitors at Station 9 in the admin building, we have provided lunch for whomever is still working there. So our EMS staff or the admin over at Parsons. So I tried to do a breakdown. For Station 1 at the admin, it'd be about $20 for breakfast, $160 for lunch, delivery charge if I have to have it delivered, a tip, and then dinner, 2 large pizzas. That may be more than they need, but there's going to be 8 people there. For Precinct 6, which is over at Station 9, a $25 breakfast, $225-ish lunch, and then 3 pizzas at about $75. For Precinct 4, 5, AV, the clerk's office, that would be about $50 for breakfast, $465 for lunch, and 5 large pizzas at $125. The other thing I did not put on here is cases of water to keep them with beverage. The boxed lunches come with pop or tea, so I've tried to figure that in there. This is a good round number. I'd like some leeway on that, but that's what I'm trying to put together, is to look at that for an amount.
Well, don't forget the coffee, because I remember
Yes, good call.
4 years ago, there was no, Station 9 was very upset.
And there's been a lot of change over there. We have a really good working relationship with them. We have been bringing containers of coffee, creamer, cups, napkins, plates, all of that, and as well as providing them a lunch and Danish. So yes, there will be some incidentals, we'll just call those incidental supplies that will make sure that both visiting sites for our precincts are settled with that too.
Does all this come out of you got a budget for elections, this comes out of that, right?
Yes.
And the board's already approved the. Okay.
But I still want to make sure that we managed it appropriately with us. It's not just me coming up with the numbers.
Okay. I understand.
So there, under our supplies, there's 40,000, but that, I think that's what it is. But that includes all the supplies that we have for the entire election year, not just election day. And I don't want to give any one of our vendors credit. That's why I tried to just do a range, an average of $12 to $15 for a box-type lunch. That seems to be the going rate there. So I guess if there's no issues, we'll proceed that way. I don't think we need a vote for it. I guess I do. Approval would be nice. We can group them together if you are comfortable with that.
How much are you asking for?
I didn't add that up, Mindy.
Well, I can't.
Let's see, 180. Just generalized. Because then I also have to pull out my glasses. That's going to be trouble.
So you're 1250
That sounds about ballpark,
plus
yeah.
coffee and pop and
Water.
water and candy,
Mm-hmm.
so 1,500.
I think that sounds reasonable. If it's going to be anything different, I will certainly ask for that. I'll call a special meeting if it looks like everything's going to exceed that, but we'll try to stay within 15. Is that okay with you?
I'll make a motion to approve $600 in food and incidental expenses for the early voting and $1,500 for the August 4th election day incidentals, food and incidentals.
Support.
Any questions, comments? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you, appreciate that. On to supplies needed. At this point, really, the only supply we need is a enclosed rental vehicle that has a drop-down ramp so that the election equipment can securely get there. We rented one in 2024. It was under $200 for the 2 days to take it Monday, keep it overnight, and get things back Wednesday morning. So that period of time, plus fuel. It worked real well. It didn't have to go on an open trailer, didn't have to be out in the elements. I don't know if $200 is reasonable now. It's certainly cheaper than a vehicle. So, I don't want to, I would say I've got on here for both August and November. If we can approve that, and then the receipts will come to the board for the dollar approval. But that is where I'm hoping is that $200 for that would be hopeful. I have not called around to know if that is true. Have either of you rented a vehicle with a drop?
Yeah, I'm not, how big, you got all the election equipment and
It's
the
all here.
tables?
In the voting booths, there are chairs that go over to Station 9.
Okay.
It's a cube size enclosed trailer. I don't know if it's like a 12-foot, 15-foot. Most of them have tie-ins so that everything stays
Right.
securely in there. But we want one with the ramp. We don't want to have to try to lift that to put it inside.
No, I understand that. Yeah, I don't know what a trailer costs around anymore. I mean, they got that big U-Haul deal out by Chum's, north of Chum's Corner. They got all kinds of
Right,
trailers.
right,
You have to
exactly.
go out and pick out what you want and,
Yes. Well, years past, I'd used our personal trailer, but that's not available anymore. We sold that when we bought the van, so I don't have it. Dan had arranged for it for us last time as our building and maintenance guy. He's no longer here. It'll be going through Nathan to help navigate that.
I'll make a motion to spend up to $500 for a rental truck with a drop gate for the August and November elections.
Okay, thank you. Is there support?
Or,
I will come back to you if it's going to be more than that, to exceed that for both elections, but we'll move forward with the August one at that point. Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
I,
Aye, carries, thank you. On to the public accuracy test. This is, we're planning for Friday, July 17. It is a day the township is closed. There are no other activities going on in the North Conference Room. Mindy has been a partner to that before. It takes quite a while because we have to test one of the early voting tabulators, which will have all, I think it's 13 precincts on there this election, plus a VAT, plus one of our election day tabulators. The state is now requiring the ballot on demand be tested, as well as the VATs more thoroughly. So whatever VAT is chosen, just like the tabulator, then we would go through the whole process. We're starting at 9 o'clock in the morning until it's done. The preliminary test we're doing next Friday, that one's going to be all day. This one might be 3 hours. But we figured we'd start at 9 so that we can get on to the rest of our days. So I will go ahead and post that. I believe the county already did a countywide posting with that date, but we're going to make one that's specific for East Bay as well. Both of you, if you can attend, that'd be great. If one of you cannot, we can appoint Holly in your place for that because it is considered a public meeting.
okay, what date are you looking for?
It's Friday, July 17. It's the week after Cherry Festival.
Already got down here.
Okay.
Under
I thought we'd talked about it. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, cool. Is there any other discussion or anything that's not on the agenda that we need to cover this evening? Do you have anything else that we need to cover, Glenn, that you want to, Mindy, do you have anything? Does any go ahead. Does any of the members of the public have anything to address? Okay, so I guess we will stand adjourned at 6:23, and thank you all for coming.